Hi, my name is Cho Bui. I'm the owner, program director, and head fitness coach for Team Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness. Over behind me, to my left and right, are my demonstrators for our video sample. To my right is Jacqueline Tellis, and to my left over here is Carol Benfelt. Today we're going to show you how to do a beginning kickboxing bag class. Today in this video we're going to be covering how to wrap your hands properly, show you how to do a proper stance, how to throw a jab cross, how to throw a left and right hook, how to throw a left and right body shot, right and left push kick, how to do a right and left roundhouse kick. Finally, we'll give you a 4-minute demonstration workout. To get started, you don't need a lot of equipment. First, you'll need a pair of hand wraps, a pair of boxing gloves, and you'll need a standing bag, which looks like this. I would recommend consulting with a physician prior to starting any rigorous activity. Before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am the owner and program director as well as the head fitness coach for Team Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness. At our facility, we offer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, wrestling, cardio kickboxing, and CrossFit. So let's get started with the introduction to beginning kickboxing bag class, and the first thing we're going to do is show you how to wrap your hands. Hi, my name is Cho Bui. Today we are here at Team Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness learning how to do a beginning kickboxing bag class. Right now what we're going to do is learn how to wrap our hands, and right here I have the length of the hand wraps, which is 180, and I'm going to start with my left hand, unroll my wrap right here all the way down to pick up the side, the end where there's a loop. And what I want to do is, it says this side down usually on the wraps. I'm going to take this loop and loop it on my thumb. I'm going to hold my hand right in front of me where I can see it. My fingers kind of a little bit spread apart. Take my right hand, take a little bit of a tug, and I'm going to start off with going up across my hand, underneath my wrist, and going around my wrist about 3 or 4 times. Once I'm underneath my wrist, I'm going to go up and over my knuckles and wrap my knuckles about 3 or 4 times. Again, I'm looking at my hand. I have my right hand holding on to the wrap. I'm going to take, my next step is to take the wrap. I'm going to go once right underneath my thumb, go up my thumb, and I'm going to hang on to the wraps really tight, and I go up on top of my hand in between my pinky and my 4th finger, go underneath my hand again towards my wrist, go up again in between my 4th and 3rd finger this time. My next step is to go once again underneath my wrist, over on top of my hand, between my 3rd and my index finger. Once I'm underneath towards my wrist again, I'm going to go up around the top of my hand and underneath my knuckles to wrap my knuckles and keeping the wrap secure about 3 or 4 times. Straighten out my wrap. So I went around my knuckles about 3 or 4 times. Now I'm ready to end on my wrist, which you always want to end your hand wraps at the wrist. So I'm going to finish wrapping, and most hand wraps have a Velcro ending to it. So what I'm going to do is just take the Velcro and secure the Velcro in place, and my hands should be well wrapped once I'm done. Now we're going to go into the next segment, which is learning how to position our feet which is called the stance. Hi, my name is Cho Bui. Today we are at Team Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness, learning how to do a beginning kickboxing bag class. Right now, what I'm going to do is show you the proper stance and how to position your body before starting to punch and kick. First, we're going to assume that everybody is right-handed, and I'm going to show you the orthodox position. Sometimes they call this the fighting stance. So first, we're going to keep both of our legs together. We'll take a step, open up the legs to about shoulder width apart. The left foot stays planted. The right foot we're going to bring back about 3 or 4 inches behind us and slightly turn the toes. And assuming that you are looking at the clock, let's assume that the left foot, the toes from the left foot is facing 12 o'clock. Your right foot, the toes are pointing roughly about 2 o'clock, 2:30. On the right foot, I'm resting on the balls of my feet, and my heels are slightly up. So I'm resting basically on the balls of my right foot. And the weight is a little bit distributed towards my left foot since it is fully planted on the ground. And I'll go back into position, and I'm going to move to my side. And with the feet together, I'm going to open my feet, shoulder width apart. My right foot is going to go back about 3 or 4 inches. I'm going to turn my right foot so that my toes are slightly pointing towards the 2 o'clock, 2:30. My right heel is about 2 inches off the ground. I'm basically resting on the balls of my feet. And my left foot is flat in front of me. Toes on my left foot is facing 12 o'clock. And I bring my feet together. And in the next segment, we're going to cover how to jab and cross. Hi, my name is Cho Bui. Today we are at Team Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness, learning how to do a beginning kickboxing bag class. Right now, we're going to show you how to do a jab cross, but first we're going to put on our gloves, and the standard gloves I'm going to use is 14 ounce. You could recommended glove is 16 ounce. First I use a Velcro glove, which I'm going to unzip. And the first thing we want to do is go back into our stance that we learned in this segment that covered the orthodox position stance. And assuming that I am the right-handed person standing straight facing my target, I'm going to open my foot shoulder width apart, right foot back, keeping my arms, elbows, and my upper part of my arms close to my rib cage with my thumbs facing towards my face. It's going to be chin level. And the first thing we're going to do is show you how to jab. And I'm going to slowly extend my left arm with my thumbs facing me. Right before I make contact with the bag, I'm going to turn my fist where my knuckles are facing the ceiling. I did this in slow motion, but in actuality, I want to put my weight onto my left foot and sort of project towards my target. So now I'm going to show you how to throw a cross. So back into our normal orthodox stance position with my hands up, either chin level or temple level. My upper arm is close to my rib cage. I'm going to rotate my body so that my shoulder, my hip, and my foot all go in towards the direction of the punch. So we'll do this in slow motion, and right before I'm going to extend my arm, my thumbs are facing towards me. Right before I make contact with the bag, I'm going to turn my fist so that the knuckles are facing the ceiling. Again, we're going to do that again in slow motion. Turn, turn, turn. And back. Now we're going to show you how to do the jab cross using our demonstrators, Jackie and Carol over here to the left. Carol is going to actually show us how to do a jab. I'm going to walk over her to right next to her and actually point out the key components as she throws a jab. And she's going to get into the fighting stance position. And she's going to do this in slow motion. So Carol, go ahead and just, yes. So the whole time, and bring it back to your face. She's going to keep, notice how her hands are to her face at chin level. She keeps her upper arm close to her rib cage. She's going to slightly project her body forward, and her thumbs are going to be facing towards her. When she makes impact, she's going to turn her knuckles so that the knuckles are facing towards the ceiling. And one more time in slow motion. And bring it back into the face. A common mistake that most people tend to do is flare out their elbows when they punch, and that's only because they turn their knuckles a little bit too fast. So the point in time when someone needs to turn is right before they fully extend their arms. And Carol's going to do it one more time. And back to your face. Great. And over here, Jackie is going to show us how to, she's going to demonstrate a cross for us. And the important thing right now to remember with the cross, as I said before, is that the shoulder and the hip and the foot is all going to rotate as she turns her body and prepares herself to throw her right punch, also we call the cross. And she's in her fighting stance, which is a very good position. And as she does, Jackie, you're going to throw your cross in a slow motion and keep it there. She's got very good form. Her arms are fully extended. Knuckles are facing towards the ceiling. Her hips, her shoulders, and her foot are all shifted towards her punch. And back into position. We're going to do it 2 more times. One time in slow motion. And she's going to throw the cross. And notice how when she comes back, she brings her hips back into place. And now she's going to do it again. And good. And that is the jab cross using our demonstrators. In the next segment, we are going to show you how to throw a lead hook, which is also the left hook and the right hook. Hi, I am Cho Bui. Today we're at Team Lloyd Urban Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness learning how to do a beginning bag class. Right now what we're going to do is show you how to throw a left hook, also called the lead hook. We're going to show you how to do two styles of hooks. One is a short hook and one is a wide hook, also called almost like a whipping hook. So first we're going to go back to our stance, which we learned from the segment on stance. And I'm going to go back to my stance position with my hands up. Arms are close to my rib cage again. Hands about chin level or higher. And what I'm going to do is slightly move my torso to the left and move towards my right. So I'm facing my target. Slightly torso moves to the left. My weight shifts so that my right foot is flat on the ground, and now my knuckles are facing towards the ceiling. My toes are also in the same direction as my punch. My right hand is protecting my right face. So let's do that one more time. Assuming position, slightly turn left, turn my whole body so that my toes and my knuckles are aligned at the same time. That is the short hook. We're going to do the wide hook, which is also called the whipping hook. And same thing, maintain the stance, staring straight ahead. I'm going to shift my weight to the left, then whip my arm around like I'm throwing my arm around somebody's shoulder. So again, left, thumbs are facing upwards, and there's a curvature in my arm. And going back, one more time, shifting left, and whipping it really fast. That was the left side. Now we're going to cover the right hook. We're going to do the short and the wide hook. So back into my position once again with my feet together, or actually into the regular orthodox stance, hands up. I'm going to slightly turn to the right, and I'm going to shift my weight from the right to my left. So as I turn to my left side, my whole body is going to turn so that my knuckles are facing towards the ceiling. My arms are almost at a 45-degree angle. My toes are pointing in the same direction as my punch. Back into position. I'm going to do that again. One more time. I'm going to do the wide hook now, which is also called the whipping hook. And this time, assuming my stance, twisting my torso slightly to the right, shifting my weight, and keeping my thumbs up. And one more time. And I'm going to stop right here to show you that my arms are rounded, my thumbs are facing up, my left hand is protecting my face, and coming back. Now we're going to show you how to do a left hook and a right hook using our demonstrators. And over here to my left is Carol. She's going to show us how to do a left hook, a short left hook. They also call this the lead hook. And I'm going to walk over to Carol right now, and she's going to get into her fighting stance position. And she's going to move her torso slightly to the left, and then she's going to shift her weight back. And while she's doing that, her right hand is protecting her face. Right here, what's really important is with the short hook, her arm is almost like at a 45-degree angle. And then her knuckles, again, is facing towards the ceiling. Her toes is actually pointing in the same direction of her punch. In some instances, some people feel the need to pivot their foot. Ideally, you want the toes, it's actually more of your hip. Your hip is going to be in the direction, because that's where you generate power. Your hips are going to be in the direction of your punch. Where you punch is where your hips should be facing to give you power. So we're going to do that again in slow motion. We're going to go, this is the short hook. And go back into position, hands to the face, and you're going to slightly pivot left, yep, and turn, good. And one more time. Good. Now she's going to show us how to do a wide hook, which is the whipping hook. And basically, I say to a lot of people, this is like preparing yourself to throw your arm around somebody's shoulder. So it's almost like a curvature, really not a very sharp angle. This time, her thumbs are facing upwards. And she's going to go in the same movement and back into position. Same thing, again. Good. And I noticed how remember her foot hair is also aligned in the same direction as her punch. Now she's going to do it one time in a fast motion, and go. And back into position. All right. So she just showed you how to do a short hook and a left wide hook. And over here, Jackie, from this view, she is going to show us how to do a right short hook and a wide hook. So her stance is, again, she's in her stance, and this time she is going to shift her weight a little bit towards the right and then prepare herself or her hips to go into the bag with her punch. So if for the short hook, shift right and into the bag, and notice how her knuckles are facing towards the ceiling. She has a 45-degree angle, and her hips are also in the same direction as her punch. And we're going to do that one more time, slow motion. Good. And last time. Great. And now she's going to do a wide hook, which is, again, I call this is like throwing your arm around somebody's shoulder. And her thumbs are going to be facing upwards, curvature on her arm. Her hips are still going in the same direction as the punch to give herself power. In boxing and kickboxing, one of the first things that you learn is that you generate power in your punches from your hip. So we're going to do that one more time. And in fast, whip. Awesome. And so we just showed you how to do a short and wide hook, left and right side. In the next segment, we're going to cover how to do the left and right body shot.